All right, so behind me is camp. We got to camp pretty late last night, so I didn't really film anything. I was hoping to be able to cook some food, but it was too windy, so I just had myself some cold food, unfortunately. I was really looking forward to a nice warm meal, but this is our setup behind us here. It's a few miles off the main trail, but it is a developed campground with a fire ring as well as a picnic table. But unfortunately, it was too windy for a fire last night, as you can tell. So for our sleeping arrangements, nothing fancy. Judson just slept in the back of his Suburban here. And I like to sleep on a cot out in the open, but it was a little windy last night, so I tried to wedge myself here between the trucks just to kind of stay away from the wind a little bit. And it is really cold. I didn't bring any thermometer or anything, so I don't know how cold it actually is until I get in the truck, but I would say the wind chill is freezing, absolutely freezing. And it's too windy for me to make coffee. It's going to take way too long, so I don't know, maybe I'll keep the oven handy and maybe we'll pull off somewhere and I'll make a pot of coffee at lunch. I'm freezing, so I'm going to get things packed up and then probably head down the road. So this here is going to be part 2 of my Mojave Road series. I hope you guys enjoy it. I really enjoyed the trip. I really enjoyed making this video, and I cannot wait to go back again. So we are on our way back to the trail from camp, but I'm kind of hoping that the road is like this for a little bit. Maybe we can make up some time. We were extremely late getting out of camp today, so hopefully we can make up just a little bit of time, because I would like to be through Baker on the other side of Soda Lake. And unfortunately, the road is closed across Soda Lake, so we will have to go up through Baker. But if we have enough time, I think we're going to try to hike back to Traveler's Monument. It's a little over a mile, and we'll see how bad the mud is, I guess. If it's too slick to drive on, it's probably too slick to walk on. But I guess we'll find out when we get there. And now we're back on the main road. This here is actually a portion of the Mojave Road, so we're gonna make up some time. Hopefully we have some nice road for a while before we get back down to driving 2 miles an hour. Woo! Alright, well that was short-lived, and we are back on a trail. We are moving at a pretty good pace though, so hopefully we can cover a lot of ground today. It's pretty washboardy, kind of sucks. The more washboard it is, either the faster you need to go or the slower you need to go. Anyway, onward. So in almost every video I watched on the Mojave Road, everybody noted the whoops. And I was really surprised that we didn't run into any whoops yesterday. Well, here we are. Whoop-dee-doo. See what I did there?
Hey, I believe this is the spot where everyone's talking about the whoops.
I picked the radio up and went to go push the button, and you started talking, because that's exactly what I was going to say. That was good timing. Good morning, all you wonderful listeners. Today's weather on the Mojave Road is going to be windy and dusty with a chance of whoops. Is it just me, or is that a good-looking man in the mirror right there? Our first official stop on day 2 of the Mojave Road is the Mojave Mailbox. Now, if you do have the opportunity to come out here, make sure you put your name down in the book And if for any reason the flag is in disarray and needs replacing, go ahead and call that number inside the mailbox and somebody will take care of it. Please do take the time to explore around the mailbox. Right behind the mailbox there are some interesting sights. Go ahead, walk around, take a look at everything there is to see there. So we are headed on our way up to the lava tubes, and all this rock, all this volcanic rock is just so cool. I had to share this with you guys. This is en route to the lava tubes. Anyway, I think we are gonna bypass the lava tubes, go check something else out, and then come back to it, because there's a pretty big group that just went there, and I want to be courteous to them, as well as they are a rowdy bunch and I want some calm filming. So there's no way that that's not a volcano. It's got that flat top, it's got all that black. I don't know, I'm sure there is information on that hill, and if I can find it, I'll share it with you guys as soon as I figure it out. Anyway. Now we have found ourselves at the Aiken Cinder Mine. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Not 100% sure. If I'm wrong, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. This mine opened in 1948 and they were mining volcanic rock. The abandoned mine has been closed since about 1990 and they pretty much just left everything behind. There's still a lot of mining equipment. It's really cool. According to one article I found, they mined just over 9 million tons of cinder, and almost 8 million tons of it is still left on site in piles. My question is, who needs a project motor? And who thinks I should try to stuff that thing in a Jeep? Check all this out. I do like how they utilized an old haul truck bed to try to stop the rock from coming down. Pretty cool. So I'm definitely going to have to do a little bit of research on Aiken Mine. And then I will talk about it in my voiceover. Probably next year when I finally get around to editing this video. Well, it looks like a muffler. Does that mean that somebody stole the catalytic converter out of that thing? I just think old mines are neat. Man, they pulled a lot of dirt out of this place. I mean, because all the pebbles that you see came out of that hill, along with all the mounds over there as well. Anyway, we had to stop and get an Instagram shot. So just up the road is the lava tubes, and it is an extremely popular spot. So I'm just going to go in there with the camera, do a little bit of filming, and then I'll voice over it and tell you guys all about it. Visiting the lava tubes was one of my favorite parts about traveling the Mojave Road. It was really cool. It's formed with volcanic tubes, a lot of science and stuff. I'm not going to bore you guys, but it's really cool, and I had a great time. I wonder how much further this actually went, and then it caved in. There's critters back there, though. I don't know, volcanic rock is just cool. Really cool how the light just kind of beams down through there like that. So these are the famous lava tubes, and if you get the opportunity to come check them out here in the Mojave National Preserve, it is well worth the trip. There are routes that you can take. You could even get here in a minivan. There's a pretty well-traveled road, well-maintained road that comes right up. You won't be able to park all the way up at the lava tubes, but there is a nice little parking area where you can park. It's so cool the way the light just beams in like that. Well, I'm guessing we came at the perfect time. There were a lot of groups here earlier, and we were trying to avoid having a ton of people here. And when we got here, all of those people had already left, but a new group had come. And as we were walking down in, everybody was headed out, and it was awesome because that means we're here alone. It's nice and quiet. It's cool. I can talk to you guys, my favorite people, and there's a really cool echo in here, and I don't have to worry about being in somebody else's way. Anyway, these lava tubes are really cool. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down in the description below talking about how these were formed. I'm no scientist, so I'm not going to try to be the one to explain it because obviously I'm not going to be good at that kind of stuff. But it is really beautiful in here, and the temperature, it is so nice in here. I really think it's neat how it looks like it's just kind of dripping off the ceiling, but it's not stalactites, it's volcanic rock. Or it's rock that the volcano burned up. I don't know, one of those two. Like I said, I'm not a scientist, but if you do decide to come, make sure you bring a flashlight because it does get dark going from the entrance to the main area, which is where I'm standing right now with all the lava tubes. But man, it is worth it. Kind of want to climb up that hole right there. I'm sure that there are a lot more of these around, but this is just neat. This would be worth a day trip. Go to Mojave Caverns and then come up here to the lava tubes. My kids would hate being crammed in the car that long though. Alright. Beam me up, Scotty. Oh, beam me up, Scotty.
Make sure you have good footing.
Alright, I'm gonna have to put you guys down, so I can walk out of here and use my hands so I don't fall. So unfortunately, the Soda Lake crossing is closed. During wet conditions or after they've had a lot of rain, they'll close it down, not only because people go out there and get stuck, but it's also to help preserve the environment. Because if you go out there and you tear up the lake bed, and people have to also go out there and help you if you get stuck. Now, there have been some people we've come across that said that it was open, that they went across it and it wasn't an issue. But going around the closed signs, that is the best way to get the land shut down for everybody. So please don't do that. We are taking the recommended bypass from the National Park Service, and it is what it is. Maybe we'll hike into Traveler's Monument tomorrow from the other side. It's about a mile or so. Anyway, all right. We're taking the bypass through Baker, signing off. All right, so we got into Baker, topped off my gas tank, went ahead and aired up, because we are going to have to take a portion of the freeway before we can get back to the Mojave Road on the opposite side of Soda Lake Dry Lake Bed. We're running way behind. I honestly don't know where camp is tonight just yet. On the west side of the Dry Lake Bed, it's an open riding area, and what that means is pretty much you can camp anywhere you want. So we're just going to drive along, and hopefully we find a good campsite. If not, we're going to end up camping somewhere in Afton Canyon. So, but that means we're going to be getting there after dark. All right. Yeah, let's go. All right, so this is camp for the night. It is a little bit breezy, but not so bad that we couldn't have a fire, and that way Judson could roast his weenies. Wish we had one more day.